Greetings, beautiful people. Welcome to week 8. Can you believe we're halfway through the term? Well, we are. So in this very brief slideshow, I'm going to talk about what to expect for this week. Okay, so you have 3 ways to earn points this week. The first is with the group check-in. This group check-in is an individual assignment. Each person in the group has an opportunity to let me know privately how things are going behind the scenes. So you just log into Canvas and you click on the assignment and you answer those questions. If you haven't noticed, there's a module titled Our Virtual Classroom. And if you click on the Our Virtual Classroom module, that's where you'll get direct access to the assignments. There's other ways to access the assignments, but that's a quick way. So that's 5 points. The next way that you can earn points is by completing Test 1, and that's worth 50 points. I'm going to go over Test 1 in a little bit more detail in a few moments. So for now, just know Test 1 is available this week, and you can earn up to 50 points. I'm also offering an opportunity for 10 points extra credit that will be added directly to Test 1. So that is going to be available for you. And the last way to earn points this week is with the Achieve 2A assignment. And this is a 2-step process. I'll go over that on the next slide. But by completing some activities in Achieve, you can earn up to 10 points. So altogether, that's 5 points for the group project check-in. It's an individual assignment, 50 points for the test, so we're up to 55, and then 10 points for the Achieve, so that's 65 points. Okay, group project. So how can I put this nicely? Some of y'all been fronting. And what I mean by that is, we're all adults. Most of you are working. Some of you are not working, but you're in high school or you're full-time in college. And some of you, maybe you're not working and you're not full-time, but you have other responsibilities, taking care of family members. So whatever the case, we're all busy. Trust me, I'm busy. That's why I'm making this video so late in the evening. But that's neither here nor there. The group project is a required assignment, so you need to go ahead and get on board, okay? Now, with that said, this project can be really fun and it can be really entertaining, but very educational. And what you're going to need to do is use reliable, valid sources, all right? And so you and your group members are going to work together to define your topic clearly, right? And then you're going to gather information about your topic and you're going to put it together and make a presentation that you're going to deliver to the class. Now, because we're online, you're not going to be standing up in front of the class. You're going to make a PowerPoint or a Prezi and include speaker's notes, or you're going to do a video, but you're going to find some creative way to share what you researched with the class. Now, if you haven't been participating up to now, no shame. Okay, we all get a little behind, all right? But you need to go ahead and turn that around and start participating now. For those of you who have been on top of it, thank you. I'm sorry that you might be frustrated, but trust me, I really have faith that at the end of the day, most of the people who are enrolled in this class are here because they want to get a good grade and they want to learn a little bit of something while they're here. So they will step up. With that said, the check-in is an individual assignment, so please answer the questions in Canvas. If you get it done by 2/28, you'll get 5 points. If you're running behind schedule, you have 3 additional days to do it, but there's a penalty for each day that you turn it in late. And then once the assignment closes, there's no more opportunity for points on that particular assignment. So that's the first thing you're doing this week, group project check-in 2. Okay, so I know that some of you were a little frustrated that the timing of when these assignments were due with Achieve. But for these particular 5 assignments, I did go in and manually change the time so that they're due on this coming Sunday, 2/28 by 11:59 p.m. So you have 5 assignments listed here on the slide, and you'll need to do all 5 in order to get to 10 points for this week. No stress if you don't get these assignments done, because you will have an opportunity to do 5 other assignments and earn 10 points so that you can, stay on top of the points in this class. but there's a particular reason why I selected these assignments. All 5 of these assignments will help you with learning content that is useful for everyday life, and also this information is going to be in some way, shape, or form on your test that's coming up this week. So it's to your advantage to do these 5 assignments. Now this is a 2-step process. You're going to log into Canvas, right? And you're going to click on Macmillan Learning and click on Achieve, and then you'll do these 5 assignments. All right, and then when you're done, you're going to go back to Canvas and you're going to click on Achieve 2A, and you're going to give me just a very short reflection. You're going to think about what you learned, what you liked, what you disliked, and you're going to answer those few questions. And so this is a way to further the learning, if you will, and also to let me know what's going on. So this is the way for you to earn 10 points this week. Well, so basically, our test was supposed to be, or I originally had planned on it being available from this coming Wednesday until Sunday. But I was a little behind schedule, you know, answering emails, doing other administrative paperwork, and I decided to move the test until Wednesday. So, Thursday. So it'll be available from Thursday, which is February 25th, and it will stay available until Tuesday, which is March the 2nd. All right, so on the next slide, I'll give you some tips on how to be successful, and I'll talk about the topics that'll be on the test. But just know that this test is proctored via HonorLock, so that means that you do need to have a camera, you do need to have a microphone, and someone is actually watching you. You're only flagged if you do things like try to click off of the website because it's a lockdown browser, or if they hear you talking to someone else, or if you're not looking into the camera. If you do something that is a signal of cheating, then they're going to flag you, and I will see it. Please don't cheat on this test. I've caught people cheating on the test, and if I catch you cheating on the test, first of all, I'm going to be offended, like, but really? You're going to cheat on my test? Why are you going to do that to me? But anyway, if you cheat on the test, you will get a 0 on this test, and you'll have to take the retake. And if you cheat on the retake, you just get you know, a 0, and then I send you to academic integrity seminar, and you get a FF in the course until you complete the academic integrity seminar. So you don't want to cheat on the test, okay? But anyway, the test will be worth 50 points. There'll be 50 multiple choice questions. You'll have 75 minutes. The chapters are 1, 2, 4, 7, and 8, and it's available from Thursday to Tuesday. Tips and topics. So we'll start with the tips. First, the test is administered via HonorLock. So HonorLock is a Google Chrome extension, so you're going to need to have the most up-to-date browser, and you need to do the practice test, the HonorLock practice quiz, prior to doing the test. That way you can work out any kinks, because when you take the test via HonorLock, you'll have to show up a valid photo ID. You'll have to hold it up to your camera, and they're going to need to see that that valid photo ID is the same person who's taking the test. So take the HonorLock practice quiz. It takes literally like a minute, maybe 3 minutes at the most, and that'll be a way for you to hammer out any potential problems with HonorLock. Second, complete the extra credit. So the extra credit should be available on Wednesday, and I really encourage you to do the extra credit prior to taking the test. If you want to do the extra credit and then take the test right away, that's fine. Or if you want to take the test and do the extra credit afterwards, that's okay. But I would encourage you to actually do the extra credit prior to taking the test, because it will be a practice for you. Okay. Now the extra credit will be a 2-part phenomena. You're going to have a crossword puzzle, and then you're going to have a short answer section, and you can earn up to 10 points. Next is participate in the Kahoot. So in my social psychology class, I offered a Kahoot session for everyone, and the Kahoot, because I assigned it, it's like it'll be open for like a 30-minute time span, and you log on, and you can, you know, include a little username, nickname. You complete some questions, and then you rank on a leaderboard with your fellow class members. And I suggest doing the Kahoot because this will be a good way for you to practice for the test. And I may do more than one Kahoot. For the social psych, I offered it in the evening and then I offered it in the morning on a different day to accommodate students who maybe work in the mornings. They could do the evening Kahoot, and for those who would prefer to do it in the morning, I had a morning version. All right, so you're prepared by taking that HonorLock practice quiz. You've done the extra credit. You've played Kahoot with your classmates. Well, nothing can beat reading the chapters. If you haven't read the chapters from, by now, you're going to want to go back and browse over those chapters, because if you don't read the chapters, it's going to be pretty hard to excel on this test. The last thing is to make a study sheet. You're allowed an 8.5 by 11 cheat sheet when you take this test. That means, like a standard piece of typing paper, you can write out some notes via handwriting, or you can type it up, but it can be two-sided and you can use that one sheet only when you're taking the test. Now, despite all of this generosity that I'm offering, I still have an average of about a C on the test, okay? Sometimes a B with the extra credit, but my average is usually a low C or a high D. So if you do all these measures, you're probably going to be one of the few students who get an A on the test, or one of the many students who get a B on the test. But if you don't take any of these tips, it depends on how much you really know about psychology prior to taking a general psychology class. All right, in terms of the topics, you're going to have several topics. This week we're talking about, well, you've been reading about memory, and last week you read about learning. So learning and memory will definitely be on the test. You also are going to have some information about the biology of behavior, and you're going to have information about developmental psychology. And there's a good portion of the test, for considering there's 50 questions, I would say each chapter gets about 10 questions, but chapter 1, some of the information that's presented in chapter 1, you'll see it again in chapters 2 and chapters 4, chapter 7, and chapter 8. So I'll make sure you read chapter 1 thoroughly. If you notice, I allotted 2 weeks, almost 3 weeks to chapter 1. So chapter 1, Thinking Critically with Psychological Science, it goes over the history of psychology, the modern perspectives, how psychologists conduct research. So, correlational research versus experimental research, surveys, descriptive studies. So those are the topics. I'm also going to have a special discussion thread that's specifically listed for questions about the test. And I would encourage you to post a question or even respond to your classmates' questions when they pose them, to kind of make sure everybody's, on the same page and ready to excel at this test. If you send me an email, I'm available Monday through Friday. Usually check my email during office hours. Sometimes I check it again in the evenings, but that's not a guarantee. So I'm going to really encourage you to use the questions thread that I'm setting up specifically for the test if the question is related to the test. And the reason is that other students in the class might respond, even faster than I would. So I think that's it for tips. All right, so that's it, folks. So just to recap, you have 3 ways to earn points this week. We have our group project check-in, that's worth 5 points. That's an individual assignment. I'm just trying to see what's going on with you and your group members. All right, then you have our first test, which is worth 50 points. And this test will be available from Thursday to Tuesday. And that test is proctored via HonorLock, so you need to have a valid ID. You need to make sure you do the practice, HonorLock practice test prior to taking it, so you have no difficulties. But you will see that it covers information from chapters 1, 2, 4, 7, and 8, all topics we've talked about so far. The test is multiple choice, so there's no short answer essay questions. However, there is an extra credit that you can complete, and the extra credit will be available this Wednesday, and it will have it's 2-part, short answers and a crossword puzzle. All right, and then the last way to earn points is by completing Achieve 2A. And for Achieve 2A, there's 5 assignments you can complete based on chapters 7 and 8, mostly chapter 8. And completing those assignments is good practical information for you to have that you can use for your everyday life. But it's also good because it'll help you to do well on our first test. So I think that's about it. If you have questions, comments, or concerns, you can email me at simsa@cf.edu, or you can post to the questions thread. Also, don't forget, I'm making a special questions thread specifically for test 1, and I'm asking that you direct all questions that are relevant to test 1 to that questions thread. All right, à tout à l'heure.